Okay. Come. All right. Welcome, all family and friends, and of course, family, students. I'm Rabbi Fix, for those of you who don't know me. Hostim B'chvod Achsanya. I want to open up by thanking the hosts of the event. Normally, when somebody comes here, thanks the hosts. That's thanking myself and Rabbi Rosenstein. But tonight, the hosts are really the least. And of course, none of this Chanukah Savayis, part of it, would have been possible without the lease, and we'll get back to that shortly. I was tasked with introducing the evening. And how do you describe such an evening? Obviously very meaningful on many, many levels. On the one hand, it's a tremendous simcha to be able to have a beautifully renovated Beit Midrash, a place of Torah study. Not every day that you can renovate and make it so comfortable and warm and special. And yet, on the other hand, obviously, it's under the most difficult and dire situations. Of course, the Yahrtzeit, around the Yahrtzeit of Daniela. And I was trying to make sense of this dichotomy, this simcha on the one hand and this unbelievable depth of pain that no one can really understand. Nobody should have to. And I had the following short thought that I want to share with you, and then I'll give up the floor. Rashi brings down that the word chinuch, when he's defining the word chinuch, chanukat habayit, so Rashi says chinuch is a hachnasat kli leumanut shehu atid la'amod ba. It means the inauguration of an object, of an item, of a place, into the profession of what it is going to do long term. When you're mechanech, a child, when you educate, you're trying to educate for something long term. So what is a chanukat Beit Midrash? What is the essence of a Beit Midrash? What are we inaugurating? And I thought maybe to say the following thing: the Beit Midrash is a place that represents nitzchiyut, eternity. The Beit Midrash is a place that allows one to tap into eternal life. It's something that allows us to live on even after we pass on. Ki chayim hem lemotzaehem, says the Gemara in Eruvin. Lemotzaehem says lemotziahem bepeh. Life is to those who study. That's eternal life. Life is to those who learn. The Beit Midrash, obviously, is the quintessential place for that to happen. And if that's the case, then how appropriate it is that for a Yahrtzeit of somebody like Daniela, somebody whose essence represented a thirst, a drive, and an eternal commitment to real life, to true life. I remember her 10 years ago coming into my office with her notebook and her pen. Everything written down. It had to be. Because she was committed to get it very, very clear. I want to live a life of eternity. And that only happens through Torah learning. Now, with this dedication of the Beit Midrash, both the Lee's and Daniela's memory and what she stood for gives you the opportunity to thirst, to search, and to cling to eternal life. That happens here. That happens here more than it happens anywhere else in the world. This represents mitzvahs. As a girl already said to me, the girl said to me, just the atmosphere here makes me want to learn. That's the point. Huh? Didn't make up that one. Re'ei natati lefanecha es hachaim ve'es hamaves. Behold, I put in front of you life and death. Ubacharta b'chayim. The pasuk implores us, begs of us, choose life. You have now an opportunity over the course of your year and future Talmud Devorah girls for many, many years to come to choose life. To choose the time to come down, and you can turn left and go out to the world, or you can turn right and come into a place that will grant you eternal life. It's comfortable, it's beautiful, and it's made for you to provide eternity. And that's the greatest promulgation of Daniela's name. There are a few thank yous in order that allowed this Beit Midrash to come into play. I'll just point them out. There's one, he's not here, but he'll certainly pass on to Emmanuel, who is the man who worked here intently and very profoundly to make this happen, caring that it's, albeit slowly, but meticulously and in a safe way. First impressions make a very big difference. When you walk into the Beit Midrash, you just look at the beautiful painting on the left. Okay, you can't see it from here. You'll swing around afterwards. I don't know if you saw it walking in, but Debbie Davila. Who is a current student at Talmud Devorah, spent hours, to say the least, just to give that aura and first wow as you walk in, and that graces our Beit Midrash. Dova Walder, and so many levels was involved, but even down to what became such a significant project, the chair dedication project, the chair and tables. If we told you the response, the overwhelming response of alumni and current students that committed to dedicating a chair, a table, Lili Nishmas, Daniela, I think it just speaks volumes as to the impact that she had and that she continues to constantly have on the Talmud Devorah family. Mrs. Rand, who's not here now, unfortunately, she couldn't be here. Who between the cleaning and the organizing and the setting you guys in your place. Really had her hands full. And thank yous, it's always very dangerous to single one particular person out who stands out beyond the rest. But there is no question that it's very deserving that Mrs. Trank who absolutely made this project her baby, quite literally. You've transformed a miklat into a makom Torah. You transformed a place that maybe felt a bit like a Gehenna into a Gan Eden, into a Nitzchias Gan Eden. That's what it is. May all your running around endlessly, time, money, energy, effort, frustration, food preparation, food layout, dealing with the Kabbalim, dealing with me, basically running the whole project. May it be a schus for you and your family, that all the Torah learned here should be a merit, that you should be zocha to see banim ubnei banim, oiskim b'Torah in your Shamayim, where they grace Beit Midrashim and Beit Midrashos for many, many years to come. And lastly, with this I want to wrap up. Of course, the biggest thank you goes to the Lees. Revolba writes that true nechama comes when the spiritual void that's fallen on us slowly gets filled. The biggest pain and the biggest tsar is the void left on so many levels, but certainly the eternal void of Nitzchias is a spiritual void. And may this dedication of Beit Midrash be but a very, very, very small beginning steps towards a nechama, where you're granting the ability for young ladies for many, many years to come to aspire, develop, inherit, and build their spiritual strengths, inspired, of course, by Daniela. I'd like to ask Sima Fleischer, formerly Mittman, an alumnus, as well as Mrs. Trank, to come up and give a small presentation to the Lees, and then we'll have Dr. Rosenstein share with us on the Divrei Torah.
I was with Daniela in Devorah, and there's no words to say how much we miss her. In a beautiful showing of actus and a desire to be part of keeping Daniela's memory alive in Tomer Devorah alumni from Daniela's year and beyond got involved in order to make Daniela's Beit Midrash a place where girls feel comfortable and enthusiastic to learn. The list continues to grow, but as of the evening of the dedication of the Beit Midrash, the following people have been involved by donating the chairs and the tables: Tally Brody Spector, Stephanie Shire, Jessica Faith, Eliana Groskin, Malka Tizkia, Siva Mittman, Maya Naor, Tamar Barak, Davi Palinker, Meira Pearl, Esther Petrushka, Pesha Rubin, Tova Ehrlich, Chani Redmond, Sima Palatov, Sarah Siegel, Leah Rothman, Sammy Kudek, Chana Cohn, Rebecca Levy, Ariella Forecast, Rena Glantz, Allison Barnett, Chava Rosenberg, Mrs. Michal Baruch, Esther Snyder, Zahava Markovic, Lisa Hecker, Gabby Levium, Esty Saklad, Esther Rosen, Abigail Rosen, Eliza Alvin, Atara Kaufman, Shira Barak, Rachel Salimani, Vivian Garbati Smith, Mali Mavora, Shoshana Akoka, Riva Kagan, Zahava Weinberg, Milka Lohinger, Sarah Friend, Leah Wright, and Daniela Beitner.
My name is Michal Train. I didn't know Daniela personally, but in many ways I feel like I do know her. I know her through the memories of so many people in the Devorah family. I know her through the messages, the stories that I heard about her. I feel like I get a sense of her by the many, many people that reached out asking to participate in this project, to be part of it in some way. I'd like to read out a letter that was sent by one of her closest friends in Devorah in her seminary year. I would also like to say that when Mrs. Lee walked in, one of the first things she said to me was which chair was donated by Malka. And I thought that it was extremely inspiring and moving that all these years ago, the connection still stays in such a strong, such a powerful, such a live way. I'm going to read the letter that she sent, and I think it speaks for itself for what probably many of the people in the Devorah family feel. Hi everyone. First off, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Malka Chizkia Edinger, and I'm from Boca Raton, Florida. I currently reside in the charming city of Baltimore, Maryland. I had the lovely privilege of attending Devorah back in 2007-2008, where starting on day one, I became fast friends with Daniela Sheina Lee. It's been almost 10 years, but I remember the day as if it were not too long ago. The school took us on a trip to have a picnic lunch somewhere at a park with picnic benches overlooking the hills of Yerushalayim. When we arrived, most of the girls grabbed a seat at the big picnic table and were chatty and boisterous as Sen girls so often are, playing Jewish geography and all that. I had found the scene to be particularly overwhelming as I was already homesick and completely exhausted from the long flight to the Holy Land. So I grabbed one of my friends whom I knew from back home, and together with one other girl, we sat on a bench a little farther away from the crowd. We sat together, just the three of us, for a little bit, and soon another girl approached us with a big smile on her face and said, "Hi guys, I'm Daniela," introducing herself to us in her classic Daniela way, with a sing-song voice and an upbeat attitude. This would become her signature move, I would learn over time. Her positivity, her outgoing nature. She seeks to include others, always with a smile and something intriguing to say or talk about. This is what I remember about her. As time went on, Daniela and I became inseparable friends. We went away for Shabbos together around Yerushalayim. We studied together for our classes and learned Lishma too. We shopped at Machane Yehuda, Mamila Mall, and all over town. She introduced me to the wonders of Coffee Bean, like a good LA friend would. We ate our fair share of rugelach and borekas and dieted in between, because that's what you do in seminary. After seminary, we continued on together to Stern College for Women in New York City. Daniela somehow convinced me to major in accounting with her at the Sison Schools of Business. But that only lasted one semester because it was just too boring for me. But Daniela, she was driven. She did anything she set her mind to, and through toil and hard work, she graduated and eventually got her CPA, while I became a speech therapist. Just like in Israel, we explored our surroundings in New York City, continued to go all over the tri-state area for Shabbos with different people. We shopped, can you say Century 21? We ate, we got cultured, and our friendship grew more and more. Having Daniela as my friend changed my life. I didn't necessarily realize it at the time, and I definitely took it for granted during the years we spent together. But thinking back to the times I shared with her, they were so very special. And I was extremely lucky to have had her around. Sure, I had plenty of friends growing up, friends from high school, and Baruch Hashem, I've made many more friends throughout my life in all its various chapters. But each friend brings something unique to the table, and Daniela was no exception. Daniela had this motherly-like quality of caring and nurturing. She truly cared about her friends' well-being. I used to sing to her, Im ein anili dili, from Pirkei Avos, just changing around the words so that they meant essentially, if I am not for myself, don't worry. Daniela's got my back. She had my best interests at heart. She always considered others' feelings and put herself in their shoes. I'm not surprised she became an accountant, because that's just what she did. She was always accounting for others. She had this way about her, where she would happily make suggestions in a non-judgmental way to get me to consider attending a shiur or convincing me to have a kumzitz with her on a Friday night. And it worked, because she spoke to me in a loving, gentle way. This is my first suggestion in remembering Daniela. Take her approach when speaking with friends. Love them, embrace them, and be gentle with them. If you think they're in a low place that isn't the best for them, there's always a way to guide them without coming off as harsh or judgmental. Say something sweetly with a smile. They're much more likely to respond positively. Something else that reminds me distinctly of Daniela is the concept of treating each day as if it were your last. I find some comfort in knowing that this is what Daniela did. If there is any person I know in the world who continuously did the right thing, looking to do a mitzvah, was zealous in her religious practices, was focused on her tefillah, took tznius and fashion seriously, acting in a poised way, she was the one. Oftentimes we get caught up. We let days go by. We don't do anything extraordinary. We don't worry about our growth, our connection with Hashem, and that is just unacceptable. I find that oftentimes I ask myself, what would Daniela do in this situation to help me get refocused? Life is too short, and you never know what tomorrow will bring. Let every day be your best day. Before I finish, I want to thank the Lees for dedicating this beautiful new library and Beit Midrash in Devorah today in honor of Daniela. You are an extraordinary, strong, Yashar family, and I see so many qualities I saw in Daniela and all of you. I also want to give a karzatov to Hashem for giving us time with a truly beautiful neshama that touched our lives in such an impactful way. I absolutely believe with my entire heart that this is the legacy Daniela would have wanted to have left behind. There's no better place to remember her nature as a spiritual and nurturing individual than a place where Torah is readily accessible and learning is easily facilitated. May this Beit Midrash and all the learning and growth that goes on here continue to bring her neshama and aliyah, and may her memory remain as a blessing for Klal Yisrael.